Hello, today in this particular video I'm going to look at exchange rate over time and compare that with the amount of PI being advertised in the UK. I'm going to be using the BPPI, the British Pharmaceutical Pricing Index, and the website, Wavedata's website, bppi.co.uk. So let's start by logging in. It should use the same login details as any of our other websites. I'm going to leave the months in the column at the top, and I'm going to break my own rule and not put data in first but put it in later. And I will put in product name short. And from that list I'll use the down arrow to actually filter on the double character XX, and the very bottom of that list should be XX euro rate. So if we apply that, and we could now put in, to double check that we've got the right thing, record count. Now there should be one in each cell, that's it. So we've got one in each cell right the way through. Let's double check. You always get double sliders on these things, so you have to double check that there is one everywhere. That's it, all the way to the end. That's fine. So we can take the record count out and we can put in the price in pounds. There we go. So we've very nearly got that. That's it. So the next step is to drop that into Excel. So let's take that across and open that in Excel. Okay, enable editing. I am going to copy this data into a new spreadsheet because the current one is called slice and gets reused. So if I paste that as values, there we go. So I can get rid of the total because it's identical, and get rid of the blank line because that's pointless. So okay, and now we can close down the slice because it uses the same name each time. So back into script map. Now the way to clear it and start again is to jump over into the tariff or the reimbursement cube, and then scroll back down and go back into the green cube here, show all data except tariff data. So that will put us back where we want to be, actually able to look at data. So let's now look at the amount of PI, or the number of PI offers we saw each month. So let's filter on PI, use that, parallel import. So we're looking at the number of offers and the number of bits of data Wavedata have been able to collect each month. And we can put that, actually, why not, put it down there because we're keeping it simple here. And then we simply put in the record count each month to give an overall indication of the activity in the market. And now we can drop that into Excel again. We'll use the same slice.xls name. So again, we can just copy that lot into our new spreadsheet. And I'll do it as values again, paste special. Ooh, it's going to have to be text, I think. There we go. So we can get rid of the total. We can get rid of the blank line, and we have to double check that the months are the same. So if I freeze panes there so I can scroll along and see what's going on and make sure we have the same months all the way through. Yeah, February and February, so we can get rid of the total at the end there. Now the last thing we have to do is to actually replace the names of the months because they don't go well in graphs. MER05, and simply drag that all the way to the end and hope there are no missing months in there. There shouldn't be any. So the last one should be February 15, that's correct. So we now get rid of those two. Delete that. And oh, now some of those are coming through as text, of course, aren't they? So let's see if we can change that. Now sometimes it allows you to edit, and it hasn't done it here, so let's do this again. There we go, it's doing it this time. Okay, there is a fix. We'll put a 1 in that cell that, and then we select all the cells with text in them that we want to convert to number. When the little exclamation mark diamond icon disappears and is a pane, and then we say paste special, and we say multiply, and that will turn them into numbers if Excel is not trying to help you. Right, so we will now create a graph of that data. So let's insert a graph, and of course it looks a bit strange, but let's move it onto a new tab, new sheet, and we should be able to create a second axis. Secondary axis, here we go. And that gives you a clue. However, of course, we've got the two bits of data the wrong way around. What we should really be doing is plotting the value of the pound, not the value of the euro, and then we'll see if the lines actually match each other. So let's equals that divided by 1. Oh, no, sorry, the other way around. 1 divided by that. So that gives us a number. It says the value of the number of euros in a pound. Okay, so let's now add that to the chart. So select data. So we're going to change that to 4. If it'll do it. It's a closer match. Let's get rid of the original line. Okay, so not quite the same, but fairly close. It would be nice if we could make the two superimpose over each other, but you're probably better at Excel than I am, so you might be able to do it. I can't, but at least it gives us clues. But it also shows that there's been this gradual increase in the exchange rate over the last few months, and a very sudden jump, which you also see here in the amount of PI activity. So there are things happening. We have to keep our eyes on PI at the moment, and this is just one way of doing it. Thanks for your time.